Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Wan Sumaya binti Wan Osman. My student ID is 2020 481848.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Iman Hisham bin Said. My student ID is 2020616168.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Maisara binti Ahmad Nazari. My student ID is 2020616388.
Hi, my name is Aisha binti Ismail. My student ID is 20206042884.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Putri Nur Alisha Aryan binti Ramli. My ID student is 2020 89 16 and 68.
Definition of politics. Politics is basically a phenomena related to human beings who have always lived in society from time to time. Naturally, human beings need politics to expand their plan of life. Politics is indeed inevitable in human life because there are many things that require political life. Without politics, human life is difficult to develop better and the country will be backward country. Additionally, politics is the process of interacting and influencing to make the best possible decision that involve the public in order to address the demands of the public. A little bit about history politics in Malaysia. In the era of British rule in Malaysia, they have introduced a modern system of government, namely the electoral system and political parties. After Malaysia achieving independence, the people understand and recognize the cost of political institution because it has been implemented in the British rule before. After the riots in 1969, Malaysia has made a new political situation. There are the idea related to democracy become more pronounced and maturity about politics also occur among political parties and the general public. Political parties are an organization of the people's hope to look after the welfare of the people and govern fairly to all societies. So why politics unavoidable?
The first issue why is politics important to a country is the economy. This is because the economy is one of the important things in the development of a country. Political stability for a country is very important. It has a huge impact on the economy to continue to grow and provide prosperity to the people. Since gaining independence in 1957, Malaysia has successfully diversified its economy sector to become the country's best exporter. There are several industries that play an important role in the economy development of the country. Firstly, manufacturing. Manufacturing has grown rapidly since the 1970s with the goal of producing products for exports while shifting away from import substitution. At the beginning of the 21st century, this sector has become the backbone of Malaysia's economic growth. Secondly is agriculture, forestry and fishing. This industry was once foundation of the Malaysian economy, but between 1970 and the beginning of 21st century, their contribution to the country gross domestic product or called as GDP has declined. So political stability is very important to build in the economy sector.
So, the second reason why politics is unavoidable is because politics is important in the administration of a country. An example we can highlight here is the law. Laws made for politics are very useful for all individuals, including dignitaries, figures, and political leaders. This is clear in the pillars of the nation, which show how important the law is for the people and the government. Without law, it can ruin the harmony of society. The government and the people as a whole are bound by the law and must abide by it. This is a key principle in the concept of the rule of law. Every law and legal system has the same policy purpose, which is to provide rules that must be followed by every member of society by setting standards and limits in each activity. But anyone who does not comply with the law will be punished. Next, the law can form tolerance between races. The law aims to make all citizens, including leaders, follow the rules for the sake of country's excellence. In general, Malaysia has its own rules and laws for each matter. Still, it is sad and useless if all these plain rules will only be written on paper if the enforcement is weak and not being and will not be practiced in some cases. As we know, our country is now being hit by the pandemic of COVID-19, but many people were spreading unauthentic information and rejecting authentic news from the health director. For an example of the COVID-19 pandemic, anyone who does not follow the prescribed SOPs, such as not wearing a face mask or not keeping a meter distance in public place, will be fined, which they have to pay compound. Therefore, when our country has determined that anyone who violates the SOP will be punished, then all citizens will work hard together to comply with all the laws that have been set. Not just that, the COVID-19 pandemic will be able to end if all people are united in curbing the spread of COVID-19. Laws are very important for a country because without them, they can be detrimental to the people and inconvenience to
As
the
we
people.
already know, politics is a system or form of politics and a pattern of government. So, politics and government are inseparable. Politics is unavoidable because if a country is hit by a disaster, there is no one who is able to help the people who are in trouble other than the government. This is done in order to keep people well-being so that they can go about their daily life normally. For example, the government has launched the ISINA project to help people to survive during the pandemic COVID-19 that hit our country. ISINA is an initiative to enable members to withdraw from their saving EPF account. This is a facility targeted to help EPF members who are affected by the pandemic COVID-19 since their income were affected and some sector of the economy were shut down to break the COVID-19 virus chain. Other than that, government also play an important role from a geographical point of view in our country because our country is always hit by the flood disaster. Flood often occur during the northeast monsoon season as a result of prolonged rains everywhere. The state that often experiences heavy rainy weather and flood disaster include Johor, Terengganu, Pahang, Sabah, and Sarawak. Since our country is a country that will always experience floods every year, the government will always be prepared to provide assistance to flood victims whether in terms of clothes or finances. For example, in 2021, the state of Kuantan was shocked by major floods, so the government decided to provide financial assistance of Rm500 ringgit to the victims affected by the floods. The amount was also donated to victims in other states. So, all the effort that have been made by the government to ensure the survival of the people are the proof of politics is unavoidable.
Now, we are at the end of our discussion, so it's my turn to conclude our title, which is Why Politics is Unavoidable. As we all know, Malaysia has been politically stable and peaceful after our country was declared an independent country. So with that, Malaysia has implemented parliamentary democracy as its political system. With skilled leaders will determine the future of the country towards a more developed and prosperous society and make politics that is important for a country. So in a nutshell, what I can conclude is because it provides the best method for states to operate and serve the interests of the people. With the help of politicians can solve problems that arise in society. Moreover, the advantage of adapting to political life indirectly help protect citizens from internal and external violence. As a politician with a large following, he is obligated to assist the government in raising awareness among citizens, as this can contribute to reducing violent activities and will bring peace and harmony in our country. Finally, if we do not practice political life, then we will experience a stalemate in various aspects. For example, our economy will decline if there is no one who represents the country and rules. So that is one of the reasons we needed to have a political life. So that's all I can conclude why politics is unavoidable and should adapt to political life in order to help the survival of the people. Thank you.